Hello children. Today I am going to continue with the topics of moving charges and magnetism. Today I am going to focus on some of the numericals of magnetic Lorentz force, or what about the motion of charge in an electric or magnetic field. We are going to focus on some of the numericals. So let us get into the first problem. What the question says: a proton is initially traveling with horizontal velocity Vx is equal to 5 into 10 power 8 centimeter per second. Calculate the transverse deflection in traveling horizontal distance x is equal to 10 centimeter in electric field of Ey is equal to 200 volt per centimeter. Mass of proton m is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 24 gram. I am going to repeat the question. A proton is initially traveling with horizontal velocity Vx is equal to 5 into 10 power 8 centimeter per second. Calculate the transverse deflection in traveling horizontal distance x is equal to 10 centimeter in electric field of Ey is equal to 200 volt per centimeter. Mass of proton m is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 24 gram. So already by reading the question you are able to judge it is the motion of a charged particle in an electric field. Motion of a charged particle in an electric field that we discussed in the theoretical class. So I am going to make a brief. So when a charge enters a uniform electric field, it covers a horizontal distance, say x, with uniform velocity. Since there is no acceleration along x-axis, a distance x is covered with uniform velocity. Next, in addition to this, it covers a vertical distance, that is, say, y, due to acceleration. And what is the cause of acceleration? It is due to the force, and the force is due to the electric field. So you should be very clear, the electric field and the force acts along y-axis, and therefore the acceleration on the charged particle is only along y-axis and there is no acceleration along x-axis. So based on that concept, this question is framed. So ultimately they are asking what is the transverse deflection. Transverse deflection, they are asking the distance covered along y-axis. This means they are asking the value of y. So let us start from the basic equation of motion. So what is the basic equation of motion? Y is equal to ut plus half at square. This ut plus half at square. Let us check all the values. Y is the desired thing that we want to calculate. The charged particle does not have an initial velocity along y-axis. For that, what I can assume this value to be 0. Once again, the charged particle does not possess initial velocity along y-axis and therefore u will be 0. But it accelerates. What about the acceleration? I can write acceleration is from second law, force by mass. Acceleration can be written by force by mass, and force on a charge in an electric field is QE. It's a very small formula. F is equal to QE by M. So in place of A, I can write QE by M. So let us check all the values are in their standard forms or not. So what about the velocity value is given to you, that is Vx. What about the velocity Vx? It is in centimeter per second. So convert it into meter per second, it will be 5 into 10 power 6 meter per second. Next, what about the horizontal distance traveled by the charged particle is 10 centimeter. So convert it into meter, I can write it is 0.1 meter. The value of electric field, you are able to see, it is acting along y-axis. Ey is equal to 200 volt per centimeter. So convert it into per meter, it will be 2 into 10 power 4. You are able to see there is 10 power 2. By 10 power minus 2, when it moves up, it will be 10 power 4 volt per meter. In addition, what about the mass of proton? It is 1.6 into 10 power minus 24 gram. Convert it into kg, it will be 1.6 into 10 power minus 27. It is 10 power minus 3 when I am going to multiply, it will be 10 power minus 27 kg. So these are the given values. The problem demands the transverse deflection. Ultimately they are asking what is the value of y. So what is the formula for y? Once again, y is ut plus of at square. what about the value of initial velocity of the charge particle along y-axis? We know it is 0. What about the initial velocity of the charge particle along y-axis is 0. Obviously it accelerates along y-axis, so obviously acceleration is force by mass. What is the force on the charge in the electric field is F is equal to QE by M. So by using this formula I can calculate A. Similarly, what about the time taken by the charge particle to travel the distance x? Already we know t is distance, obviously the distance is x. What about the speed is Vx? Once again, the time taken by the charge particle to cover the distance t is equal to x by Vx. So ultimately by using all these formulas and this, we can easily calculate what is the value of transverse deflection. So let us use the formula. So what about y is equal to, obviously this term will be 0. So the only left out term is half into what is acceleration. Acceleration is QE by M into what about t square? T square is x square by the velocity square. So be sensitive while putting the formulas. So once again the desired formula is y is equal to ut plus of at square. Since the initial velocity along y-axis on the charge particle is 0, so I am removing this term. So the only left out term is y is equal to half at square. Now what about the acceleration along y-axis is f by m. F is replaced by QE by M. In addition, what about the time? T is equal to x by Vx. By putting all these sets of values in this basic equation, what about the deflection y? I am going to get a new formula. So let us put all the values one by one. So y is equal to 1 by 2. What about the charge on the proton? We should know charge on the proton is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. What is the charge on the proton is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. What is the electric field value? Electric field value 2 into 10 power 4. 2 into 10 power 4 into what about the displacement along x-axis? X is equal to 0.1. So obviously it is square. So I am writing 0.1 into 0.1 by what about the value? Q is over, E is over, X is also over. Mass of proton, you know it is 1.6 into 10 power minus 27 kg into what about the velocity? Velocity is 5 into 10 power 6. The velocity is 5 into 10 power 6 and it is square. So once again it is 5 into 10 power 6. So I think on simplification, the simplification part is from your side. You should do in the rough notebook, and at last on simplification we'll be arriving at 0.4 millimeter. What about the answer that will come will be 0.4 millimeter. So what is the transverse deflection of the charged particle when entering the electric field will be 0.4 millimeter. So I'm going to read back the question once again. A proton is initially traveling with horizontal velocity Vx is equal to 5 into 10 power 8 centimeter per second. Calculate the transverse deflection in traveling horizontal distance x is equal to 10 centimeter in electric field of Ey is equal to 200 volt per centimeter. Mass of the proton is 1.6 into 10 power minus 24 gram. So once again, when a charge particle enters in an electric field, it covers a horizontal distance with uniform velocity. Say the distance is x. In addition, due to the force, due to the electric field, it experiences acceleration along y-axis. So let that transverse deflection I'm going to mark it as y, and what is the equation I'm going to use is y is equal to ut plus of at square. What about the initial velocity of the charge particle along y-axis is 0, so this complete term is left. Now what is the thing that is left is y is equal to half at square only. What about the acceleration of the particle along y-axis is force by mass from second law. Force can be replaced as F is equal to QE by M. In addition, what is the time taken? Time taken t is equal to the distance by speed. Distance is x, the speed is Vx. By putting these two values in the basic equation, we arrive at y is equal to 1 by 2 QE by M in place of A, and in place of t x by V and squaring. By putting all the given values on reduction, the value of transverse deflection comes to be 0.4 millimeter. So with this, I'm going to get into my next question. What the next question says, copper has 8 into 10 power 28 conduction electrons. Copper has 8 into 10 power 28 conduction electrons per meter cube. A copper wire of length 1 meter, a copper wire of length 1 meter and cross-sectional area 8 into 10 power minus 6, 8 into 10 power minus 6 meters square, carrying a current and lying at right angle to a magnetic field of strength 5 into 10 power minus 3 Tesla, experiences a force of 8 into 10 power minus 2 Newton. Calculate the drift velocity of free electrons in the wire. So once again I am going to read back the question. Copper has 8 into 10 power 28 conduction electrons. Once again, what about the number density of electron is 8 into 10 power 28. This is per meter cube. A copper wire of length 1 meter. What about the length of the copper wire? They are saying it's 1 meter. What about the cross-sectional area is 8 into 10 power minus 6 is 8 into 10 power minus 6 meter square, carrying a current and lying at right angle to the magnetic field of strength. What about the strength of the magnetic field? They are saying B is equal to 5 into 10 power minus 3 Tesla. B is equal to 5 into 10 power minus 3 Tesla, experiences a force of 8 into 10 power minus 2 Newton, experiences a force of 8 into 10 power minus 2 Newton. What is the question? They are asking what is the drift velocity of free electrons in the wire. They are asking what is VD. They are asking what is VD. So once again, I think it is a fusion question. Obviously, we are going to use some of the facts of current electricity also. So ultimately what they are asking the drift velocity, but we are going to incorporate the magnetic Lorentz force also. So you know when a charge is moving in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. So what about the force on the electron? I can write F is equal to BQV. What I can write is F is equal to BQV. Just I am going to replace V with drift velocity. That's all. I am going to replace V with drift velocity, that is VD. They are asking VD. Now you check, make a shift of VD. VD will be F by BQ. Check, all the values are with you. Yes, force is with us. The strength of magnetic field is with us. But what about the total charge in the wire is not with us. What about the total charge? So the only unknown is total charge. So how to get total charge? You know already while deriving an expression for drift velocity and electric current in current electricity, you are able to recap. We derived I is equal to ENAVD. We derived I is equal to ENAVD. But once again I am going to make a very quick recap. You know what is the total charge on the wire? How I can arrive at? Say if N is the number of electrons per unit volume, if N is the number of electrons per unit volume, what about the total volume, say AL? Once again, what is the total volume of the wire is AL, and there are N number of free electrons per unit volume, and if E is the charge on one electron, so what about the total charge in the wire is NaLe. So I said you just make a recap like Nali, it is NaLe. So I can replace this Q with NaLe. Once again, how we arrived at NaLe? What about the total volume of the wire is AL, area into length is the volume. Say, what about the number of free electrons per unit volume is N. If E is the charge on one electron, what about the total charge can be written as NaLe. So obviously by putting it, so what is the formula? I can say VD is equal to F by B into, in place of Q, I can write NaLe. Now you check, all the values are with us. Yes, all the values are with us. By putting all the desired values, the force is 8 into 10 power minus 2 Newton. It is 8 into 10 power minus 2 Newton. What about the magnetic field strength? It is 5 into 10 power minus 3 Tesla. It is 5 into 10 power minus 3 Tesla. What about number density is 8 into 10 power 28. 8 into 10 power 28. What about the area of cross section is 8 into 10 power minus 6. What about the length is 1 meter. What about the charge on the electron? You know it is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. So when I'm going to do a reduction, the answer comes to be 1.56 into 10 power minus 4 meter per second. Once again, on reduction, the answer comes to be 1.56 into 10 power minus 4 meter per second. So once again, I'm going to make a recap of this question. What the question says, copper has 8 into 10 power 28 conduction electrons per meter cube. A copper wire of length 1 meter and cross sectional area 8 into 10 power minus 6 meters square, carrying a current and lying at right angles to a magnetic field of strength 5 into 10 power minus 3 Tesla, experiences a force of 8 into 10 power minus 2 Newton. Calculate the drift velocity of free electrons in the wire. So how we started, what about the magnetic Lorentz force acting on the free electron? I can write, F is BQV sine theta. Since they are perpendicular, I'm going to write sine 90 is 1. So directly I'm writing F is equal to BQV. So in place of V, I put VD, drift velocity. So I want a formula for VD. So VD is equal to F by BQ. Now F is given, B is given, the only unknown is Q, and Q I'm going to use the formula NALE. How it comes? If AL is the volume of the wire and there are n number of free electrons per unit volume and E is the charge on one electron, what about the total charge in the wire is NALE. So by replacing Q with NALE, I'm going to arrive at VD is equal to F by B into NALE. By putting all the desired values and on simplification, you may be arriving at 1.56 into 10 power minus 4 meter per second. So with this, I'm going to get into my next question. What the question says, an electron is moving northwards. An electron is moving northwards with a velocity of 10 power 7 meter per second. With a velocity of 10 power 7 meter per second in a magnetic field of 3 Tesla. In a magnetic field of 3 Tesla. Calculate the instantaneous force on the electron. Calculate the instantaneous force on the electron. So once again, I'm going to read back the question. An electron is moving northwards. An electron is moving northwards with a velocity of 10 power 7 meter per second in a magnetic field of 3 Tesla, where the magnetic field acts eastwards. Calculate the instantaneous force on the electron. So let us have a diagrammatical view of this question. So what about the direction sense? Say I'm going to assume this is north south. Say this is the vertical line I'm going to draw. Say this is vertical. What about the east west? Obviously this will be east west. East, say this is west. So I think the reference, it's a three-dimensional look. We should assume this is vertical and these are the 4 directions. Where the electron moves, it moves northward with a velocity of 10 power 7. So what about the velocity vector is towards northward, and what about the value of V is 10 power 7 meter per second. What about the velocity is 10 power 7 meter per second. Where the magnetic field acts, it acts eastwards. Eastwards means, so the magnetic field acts eastwards. What about the magnitude of the magnetic field is 3 Tesla. What they are saying is 3 Tesla. They are asking the instantaneous force on the electrons. Obviously, if a charge is moving in a magnetic field, it experiences a magnetic Lorentz force. So what about the force? F is BQV sine theta, and since you are able to see the velocity and magnetic field are perpendicular, the angle is 90 degree. So magnitude wise, directly I can write F is equal to BQV, sine 90 is 1. So just by putting all the values, since it's an electron, directly we can do B is 3 into, what is the charge on the electron is? 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. And what about the velocity is? And the velocity is 10 power 7 meter per second. So if I'm going to reduce this, the answer comes to be 4.8 into 10 power minus 12, and the unit of force is Newton. You should know the magnetic Lorentz force is measured in Newton. Now once again I'm going to repeat the question. What the question says, an electron is moving northwards with a velocity 10 power 7 meters per second in a magnetic field of 3 Tesla directed eastwards. Calculate the instantaneous force on the electron. So ultimately I'm going to have a diagrammatic representation where the velocity is along north, where the magnetic field is along east. Since the angle between them is 90, and directly we can say it is a maximum force, F is equal to BQV sin 90, sin 90 is 1. So F is equal to BQV. By putting all the values, the force comes to be 4.8 into 10 power minus 12 Newton. What about the direction of magnetic Lorentz force on the electron? So you know, if I am going to say, what about the direction of V cross B on the electron will be the direction of magnetic Lorentz force. You should know, if I am going to rotate a screw from V to B, obviously it will be advancing vertically downwards. You are able to see from the diagram. If I am going to rotate a right-handed screw such that it is moved from V to B, it will be moving down. But they are asking for electron. Since electron has minus Q nature, so I am going to say, what about the magnetic Lorentz force? It acts along vertically upwards. So once again, if I am going to use the direction of V cross B for the positive charge, it will be downwards. It will be downwards. But since you are asked for the electron, and electron has a minus Q nature, so what about the final sense of magnetic Lorentz force on the free electron will be vertically upward. I think you know the direction rule. What about the vector product rule? You are going to apply that rule. But to be sensitive while doing three-dimensional figure, a little care should be taken to get the direction. So ultimately, the direction of magnetic Lorentz force will be the direction of V cross B. The screw has to be rotated from V to B. Yeah, or I can say you can use the right hand thumb rule. You keep your fingers in the direction of V vector. Curl the fingers such that it moves from V to B. The thumb will indicate the direction of magnetic Lorentz force. Both the rules you can apply, and as much practice you are going to do, you will be much more sensitized with that direction. So with this, I am going to get into my next question. What the next question says: a long straight wire AB carries a current of 4 ampere. A long straight wire AB carries a current of 4 ampere. A proton P travels at 4 into 10 power 6 meter per second. A proton P travels at 4 into 10 power 6 meter per second parallel to the wire 0.2 meter from it, and in a direction opposite to the current, Calculate the force which the magnetic field of current exerts on the proton. Also specify the direction of the force. So once again I am going to read back. A long straight wire AB carries a current. It carries a current. What about the magnitude of the current? I is equal to 4 ampere. A proton P travels at, what about a proton? Say I am going to assume a proton. A proton P travels at a speed of V is equal to 4 into 10 power 6 meter per second. 4 into 10 power 6 meter per second parallel to the current carrying wire. What about the distance of separation? It is 0.2 meter. The distance of separation is 0.2 meter. Now what they are asking, you are going to calculate the force which the magnetic field of current exerts on the proton. Also specify the direction of the force. So ultimately, you know, when a charge is moving in a magnetic field, it experiences a magnetic Lorentz force, and that force, you know, F is equal to BQV sine theta. You know, it is BQV sine theta. Now let us check here. Obviously, when a current flows through a conductor, it creates a magnetic field. Already we studied a good concept of magnetic field due to a straight current carrying conductor. You should know what about the magnetic field at this location. Since the current is from A to B, I can use the right hand thumb rule. So you are able to see the magnetic field will be perpendicular to the plane and acts inwards. The magnetic field will be perpendicular to the plane and acts inwards. I think this is very easy. Once again, due to the flow of current, a magnetic field is produced. And what about the magnetic field at P, that is represented as B vector? And what about the direction? It is perpendicular to the plane and acts inwards. Now, what about the orientation of B and V? You are able to see. What about the orientation of B and V? They are perpendicular. You are able to see B and V are perpendicular. This means the angle theta is equal to 90. So from the orientation, theta comes to be 90. So ultimately the force is F is equal to BQV. Now you check whether all the values are with you. Yes, obviously it is a proton. The charge of proton we know. What about the speed of proton is given 4 into 10 power 6. In addition, the only unknown is the magnetic field. Unknown as magnetic field. And you know what is magnetic field due to a straight current carrying conductor? You know it's mu naught by 4 pi 2I by R. Mu naught by 4 pi 2I by R. So in place of P, I can use mu naught by 4 pi 2I by R into Q is Q only and V. So this is the final formula. Now you check all the values will be with you. Mu naught by 4 pi is a constant. You know it is 10 power minus 7 into 2. What about the current flowing I is 4. Charge on the proton, you know it is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. What about the speed is 4 into 10 power 6 by, what about the distance is 0.2 meter. So I'm going to simplify this. The answer comes to be 2.56 into 10 power minus 18. 2.56 into 10 power minus 18 Newton. 2.56 into 10 power minus 18 Newton. So once again I'm going to get back into the question. What the question says, a long straight wire AB carries a current of 4 ampere. A proton P travels at 4 into 10 power 6 meter per second parallel to the wire 0.2 meter from it and in a direction opposite to the direction of current. Calculate the force which the magnetic field of current exerts on the proton. Also specify the direction of the force. Once again the diagram clearly says this is the direction of current from A to B. A proton is moving opposite to the direction of current parallel to it. What about the speed of the proton is 4 into 10 power 6 meter per second. What about the distance is 0.2 meter. Current magnitude is 4 ampere. So you know what is the magnetic Lorentz force acting on the proton is F is equal to BQV sine theta. Now if I'm going to mark the magnetic field due to the straight current carrying conductor, it will be perpendicular to the plane and acts inwards. So obviously you are able to see the orientation of B and V clearly says the angle between them is 90. So sine 90 is 1. So magnetic Lorentz force is BQV. What about the magnetic field due to a straight current carrying conductor? Already we studied. It is mu naught by 4 pi 2I by R. All the thing remains same. By putting all the given values and on reduction, the value comes to be 2.56 into 10 power minus 18 Newton. Now once again they are also asking what about the direction of force. We can use the vector product rule. I'm going to redraw this. What about the velocity is downwards. The magnetic field is inwards. So once again, if I'm going to use a right-handed screw such that the screw moves from B to V, surely the screw will advance in this direction. So this will be the direction of V cross B. Yeah, this is the direction of magnetic Lorentz force. It's where the magnetic Lorentz force acts. With this diagram, it acts horizontally towards right. What about the direction I can say? It acts horizontally towards right. Horizontally towards right. So once again, this is a important repeated board question. Obviously there is a long straight wire, it carries a current. A charged particle is moving parallel to that current carrying conductor at a certain separation, parallel to it but in the opposite direction. They are asking what about the force on that charge due to the magnetic field produced in the current carrying conductor. Now what is the step we followed is, we followed from the magnetic Lorentz force F is equal to BQV sine theta. Now what about the magnetic field due to the current carrying conductor is represented as B vector. It is perpendicular to the plane and acts inwards. Now you are able to see B and V are perpendicular. This means theta is equal to 90. By putting theta equal to 90, F is equal to BQV. B is replaced as mu naught by 4 pi 2I by R into Q into V. And by putting all the values on reduction, the magnetic Lorentz force on the proton comes to be 2.56 into 10 power minus 18 Newton. And what about the direction I said? Direction, obviously the direction of magnetic Lorentz force is the direction of V cross B. The direction of F is the direction of V cross B, or I can say it is perpendicular to both V and B. It is perpendicular to both V and B. Already I said you can use the right hand screw rule or you can use the right hand thumb rule. Obviously the sense of rotation should be from V to B. So when I'm going to keep my fingers from V to B, you are able to see it is coming towards you. So I'm going to mark a line. It's a three-dimensional figure. So it comes to be like this. So what about the direction? What I can say, as per this reference, the the Lorentz force acts horizontally on the proton towards right. So with this, I'm going to end my session. Take care of yourself.